Oh, we could try to. Oh, that's another thing. I also added movement to watch out. We hadn't talked about this yet, but I thought there was kind of an interesting idea to watch out is like, hey, get out of the way. And either you could like move out of the way or you could also get some dodge out of it. It was 3 long before in Lustrous, yeah. Maybe make only the tip hit really hard and the 2 tiles before it weaker. Ooh, Garanthor. That's a spicy idea. Right? If we made this last one a secondary effect and just made it do like double damage at the tip of the spear. Oh, that's fun. Let's do that. Okay. I like that idea a lot. Let me just find a sample of one of these secondary attacks so that I can snipe it. There we go. Surrounding effect. So wait, surrounding effect goes in... I always forget. It's under skill effect. We need to grab the skill effect one too because we only have an attack here. There we go. As a compensation, you could add movement back to reduce the clunkiness. Would it make sense to make your closest time to be the most damage and the next 2 ones weaker? You know, in Lustrous, I think that, like, I don't know what game I'm thinking of right now, but there's certain games where it's essentially like a skill shot, right? So, like, you know, if you hit them just with any part of your beam, you do a certain amount of damage, but then the tip of the spear, if you perfectly line that up and time everything right, you get like extra damage. I think there's something cool about Impale being like if you're exactly this number of tiles away from the specific enemy, you do a boatload of extra damage type of thing. Maybe we go like a 3.0 modifier on the damage multiplier for the surrounding effect. I think that's actually super cool. But yeah, I agree with you. Like physics-wise in Lustrous, I think what you're describing makes sense. I'm thinking of this more from like the way it feels to play it type of thing. I think it could be cool to go that way. Okay, we've made a bunch of changes. So before we go too much further, let's lock and load them. Magic weapons. Did we make any changes to magic weapons? I don't even know anymore. Then we got our melee weapons, which we definitely made changes to. Then we got our ranged weapons, which I think we also made changes. I'm still pondering if there's a way to make Rain of Arrows more unique. All right, let's see. We can delete that, quit out of that, copy this here. And I do think, just to give people an idea of the way stream is progressing, I think at 1 p.m., so in like 40 minutes, 3 is a lot of movement for Watch Out, on par with skills that are limited to self. What's this limited to self one? Because like Windwalk you can use on other people. So maybe just make it like 2 so it's enough to enable leap. That could be an option. I kind of figured since it's only a single use ability, it's a single use ability. You're only going to be using it on one person, but like being able to do that like long range boop, here have a lot of movement is like a very unique benefit to give to the longbow that I think is very it's thought provoking. At least for me. But we'll see. It may be too strong. I agree. I don't think you're going to be able to abuse it that much, though. It also means that you can give one rifle shot to someone you're paired up with, which I thought was kind of a nice dynamic. All right, so let's take a look at the spear now. So the spear now has a blue tip to it, and the blue tip The blue tip is doing 800 damage. I think a 3x multiplier might be too much. Dodge and movement plus 3 is the same as wind walk. I don't have a scepter right now, but it's close. Multi-hit a 3 square, but with 50% damage. Ooh. I kind of like that idea. But that is a lot of damage, for sure. How much are the other hits doing? I mean, the other hits are doing 300. But I think 800 is a lot. But this hero is also popping off a little bit. So they're killing everybody anyways. I don't know. I'm not convinced it's totally broken, but I think it is high. I just love using death rays. But I love it. It's so hard to make death ray work. I kind of dig that death ray is. Oh, with boom? With boom, it starts to get a little insane, doesn't it? Now, let's see. Did we do this correctly? Yes. So, look, no longer has damage as a listed effect. We can make that change elsewhere, too. Yeah, with boom, it starts to get a little crazy. The scaling starts to get a little cuckoo bananas. We'll have to think about that. Okay, but I think we're in a position where we can finally use Lightning Strike, which I've been wanting to. Yeah, but this hero has gotten quite strong. All right, so let's see if we can find it. Okay, so this is hitting 3 clusters. We need to move this hero. Let's check out the new lightning. Uh-oh, wait, I lost the spot. Did I? Where? Oh yeah, here we go. So this is hitting 3 different clusters. I don't mind that it can target a little outside of the range. It's not getting much outside of the range. Boom, boom, and that. Yeah, that could be. The lightning feels fun. It really does. Like right now, our hero has +2 propagate. So for a total of 5 propagates, that felt really like on point. We have not tested follow propagation yet, Abigail. That's on the list. We can do that in a second here. All right, let's see. So, how far are we away from getting? We need to get some heroes with boom, because I agree. We may be making some poor choices here. But yeah, moving a step back like that, how hard are you hitting? Like 840? I mean, it is kind of fun to have the tip of the spear booming so effectively, but it may be outside of the realm. I like this too. It feels very satisfying. I think Death Ray feels a lot better than it used to, which I'm pleased by. I was really struggling with Death Ray, so. But I mean, you have to remember, these multi-hits are hitting for 300. So the total damage of Flurry of Strikes right now is also like about 800. So maybe we tone down the 2 shorter portions, so it's doing less and doing more at the tip. So here's what I'm thinking. Let's go back to this. What if we did a damage multiplier here of 0.75? So we make the front 2 hits less. And then we make this like a 2.5. I think that could be interesting. Because now we're hitting these 2 a little less. So like you're concentrating damage on this far one. And then with boom, you're going to get some blowback to this middle one. So you'll probably do like 100% damage there. I think that could work. That could be interesting. Let's see. Now we have a hip shot, which gives us 1 movement. We didn't talk about it, but I did make Assassinate the longest range ability in the game. This person has skill range, but It is 2 AP, right? Yeah, it's a 2 AP ability. Yeah, I didn't switch it from being a 1 AP ability. I think it's okay at a 2 AP ability. We'll see though. We'll see. We're still experimenting. Now, we have our catapults, so I can like we can see about stunning this this elite. We made the stun chance high. So we're actually going to be landing the stuns, which I think makes catapults feel very impactful. The fact that this guy is still stunned for 1 and has -7 movement is a little hilarious, but it is not. I already checked that, and I've already felt the pain of that. It's a little painful. But we'll double check. We will reconfirm. So let's see. Hip shot. Yeah, so hip shot has lost the icon for range modifiable. So it is not. Yo, dude, you're in an awkward place. You know that? We lost a lot of turn there. Well, we'll be able to get back a little bit, I guess. All right, have we reloaded since I changed the spear? I want to change the spear, so let's go back to the main menu. Oh, no worries. I think I only checked it visually. I didn't explicitly say, oh, look, this is working the way that I want it to. But it feels very limiting, I will say. It's hard to get that close, especially since you're ending your turns with no movement. I think it's a very smart combination. So let's see. And this is melee, which is where our spear changes are. Which one is this? This is ranged. All right. And then this one is buildings. Oh yeah, the Rain of Arrows idea. Let's do that before we go any further, because I really liked the idea that you had. So let's find Rain of Arrows. Sorry, there's a lot of feedback and thought coming my way. The game is very consistent in making all non-melee weapon skills be range modifiable. It's only perks and teleports that are not modifiable. I don't know that... I agree that is the way that works. All right, later, Zeal. But I don't know that it's absolutely critical for it to work that way. So what were we talking? We were saying 3x3 and a cross. So yeah, so what if we do... This is starting to feel a little like explosive shot, though, with the shape. So I'm not sure I'm totally bought in. Maybe we do the X like this way, because this retains some of its uniqueness as being like this structure of shot, and then we can trim this because we don't need to leave extras. So we have something like that. Origin is at 1-1. Then we make the... We can't make the damage modifier too low. I think a 50% damage modifier would like nerf it into the ground. And I think we want to keep the number of multi-hits very low. Right? I'm just going up here to get a multi-hit count type of thing. I think even like 1.25 with 2 multi-hits to start is interesting. Let's try something like that. You have to remember that the base damage on these weapons is not like the base damage is tuned to line up with the like primary attack. So we want it to be we're spending mana on it. We're spending 4 mana on it. Well, we're limiting its scope quite a bit, but yeah, it is hitting 5 targets with one multi-hit. More multi-hit skills is just going to make multi-hit too powerful. I mean, it's already too powerful in my opinion, Abigail. I think forever it will be too powerful, but I think maybe oh, 75%. So the original was what? 1.65. So don't make it stronger. Yeah, I know. It was an interesting idea, though. Rain of Arrows is so iconic. But I hear you. It fits thematically, but making a new blaze, yeah, it does have the danger of doing that. Maybe make it 3 targets. Oh yeah, no, I remember the old blaze. It was the stupidest skill in the game by a lot. And I will say that I do not think that Rain of Arrows with like multi-hit 1 would be the same one. So no, right now the initial targets, yes, is 10 targets. You're right. Yeah. So the old version of this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the old version was 7 targets. So we definitely don't want it hitting more than that. And we could do. I do think an AOE. I think there's something interesting about an AOE. An AOE multi-hit. But I don't know that we need it here. .5 proficiency. Oh, that's a good idea, Dennis. That's very smart. We do 4 targets in a square. I think if we're adding multi-hit, I don't think we can make this multi-hit. I think Abigail is correct. It's too significant like it's already too powerful. I can't imagine how this would ever scale. Like if you got a bunch of multi-hit and you were hitting like 7 times, even with 3, like 21 targets, with the way that damage scales, it's going to become the best item in the game by a mile. I don't know how else to make Rain of Arrows unique, though. Let's leave it for the moment. I'm gonna, sometimes you need to kind of like take a step back and ponder things. I think we did everything, so let's copy this here. But yeah, I love the idea of going with a multi-hit with like a square or an X. So, but this is the thing, Garen. With the AoE, you could get multiple legendary assassins procs with each hit. Yeah, that's the thing, Abigail. Add poison to it. But yeah, the multi-hit is just one of those things where if you give it an inch, it takes a mile. So I think that's tough. I need to give it some thought. I think we'll probably table Rain of Arrows for the Discord. We'll go back and we'll think about it. I want something unique. I think that the identity of Rain of Arrows moving over to the longbow is a good one. Like, I think that's the correct way. Let's check out our new Impale, though. What is our new Impale hitting for? It's hitting for 230 on the front ones, and it's hitting for 700 up to 700 on the back. I think that's actually perfect. I really like where that ended up. That feels good. Now let's see. What do we need to do here? I guess so another interesting thing. Well, we can do like one of these. It is really strong, I will say. The Arctic Blast design now, that's doing a lot of damage. I may need to tweak that down a bit. We'll see. And then Sniper Shot, I reduced it to 1 AP or 1 mana, I think. I think I reduced it to 1 mana. Axe Boomerang is a little ridiculous. It's our first 3 AP ability, but it feels, I don't know, that feels pretty iconic to me, right? Like that pattern there has the ability to just hit a ton, but 3 AP is a really expensive one, and the shape is kind of awkward with the 2 diagonal wings. AoE Poison. All empty space between slows 4 for 1 turn. Let me do that just because it's fun. All right, and then if you want to, you have the ability to get like 1 big hit there. That feels pretty good. I like that. Oh, you used up your turn already, didn't you? Bah humbug. All right, so let's see. You still have actions. I don't think we're S rank in this one. There's part of me that's like, just get the 3 of them with the T shape at the end there. So I know a lot of people who love the longbow and are active in the Ishtar Discord always talk about using it in conjunction with the short bow just for rain of arrows to create isolated enemies and get a sensible amount of kills. Yeah, I think that's the way that I've successfully used it, Abigail. I think that is... The problem is, like, I think you can have synergy between weapons, but that one doesn't feel like synergy to me anymore. It feels like the only way to make the longbow work is to pair it with the short bow, which I don't think is necessarily good. You know what I mean? Like, that's the challenge. Let's see. Just get rid of one of you, and then who has actions left? You have actions left. Oh, hold on. Don't move so far. Wait, oh, we already used Assassinate. All right. All right, we're trying to recruit movement here so that hopefully we can get one more rifle shot off. Those hip shots are killer, though. Yep, the inaccurate hip shots that don't have range modification. Yeah, exactly. They feel like they were designed for that purpose. They were designed to kind of be that duo, which is fine. So right now I have an interesting choice, right? I can use one of my catapults to reduce the amount of panic that we're getting. I think I will. Right? We get a stun there. It's basically guaranteed because we set the stun chance high there, and that buys us time for hopefully getting the S rank here. I don't know. I think that's kind of interesting. And the fact that the stuns overlap, I think, is really satisfying. Can we make a damage scaling the same as an accurate? Probably not without coding. Yeah, I don't think so. It's a very interesting idea. Let's see. Can we get a lightning bolt? Oh my god. Lightning bolt is so awkward. I kind of love it. It's like, it's super strong, but it is such a bear to effectively use. Like, the 3 triangles are just so awkwardly placed. Kovacs, I will probably continue to make tweaks and do some cleanup off stream. And then next week, I'm planning on picking up where we leave off here and doing more work. I think that's going to be our foreseeable future of last spelling. Because that could be a solution. Yeah, that would be an interesting one. All right, I'm going to use a lightning bolt, even though we're only getting 2 out of the 3 charges. Still very strong. Still very strong indeed. And then... I thought Assassinate was undodgeable. Oops. Let's pretend that didn't happen. 3 AP makes Axe Boomerang really interesting. Hard to justify. Hard to justify for sure. And also, the sword attack / having propagate does mean that in some situations it's just really not good for single isolated targets, which I think is also very interesting. It's creating interesting interplays. Assassinate and Snipe Shot, yeah, they are 2 sides of the same coin, or 2 sides of different coins. I don't know which way I want to say that. But yeah, I kind of love that we're getting question marks on the intermediate shorter shots, which I think is perfect. Like, for this point in the game, it feels great to be like, well, I'm not sure if I'm killing the 2 ones closer, but I'm definitely sealing the deal on the farther one. Is like, that means at least in this case we nailed our balance here, but you know, not that it has to stay that way. I think every weapon should have at least 2 build paths. Example, longbow should be isolation or setting it up, and the buff debuff support. The buff debuff support doesn't... I worry that doesn't stand on its own. This guy is stunned despite the visual glitch. Like, I think we'd have to... I like what you're saying. I like that concept. I'm curious about what we would need to do to make that actually come to fruition. Like, we'd need to buff the support path for the longbow if that's the path that we're going to go down, because right now I don't think we've successfully done that. Putrid Ball is, I don't think, going to be enough poison. It's only doing 44 poison. That's not enough. Alright, we're going to lose the S rank, but that's fine. That's not what we're focused on. I guess we can help ourselves out a little with a Sword Blast. That's not enough damage. We can't move back, so we don't have another option, so we'll just do that. That way the Sniper Shot can be a debuff that removes armor on surrounding targets or something. Ooh. Hey, actually, yeah, Sniper Shot. What if Sniper Shot had a resistance reduction? You know, normally that's only the domain of the tome, but I don't like it when things are like singularly powerful, and that could be an interesting one. I kind of like that idea. I'm having a lot of fun with Slash, I gotta say. It doesn't feel super overpowered. I mean, clearly we haven't built it fully to that end. But the thing that I like is, like, look at this. It's so hard to get a lightning bolt. Like, I can technically do this lightning bolt, and I can get 2. So we'll do it, because lightning bolts are fun. but like, where was that? Where was that shot? Oh my. We can get these two. Sure, let's do that. I think Lightning Bolt is one of my favorites, honestly. It feels really good. And then like we can come around this way knowing that Impale is going to get the two front ones with less damage and the big one with more. It does feel unwieldy, but I think that's awesome. Like, I think the unwieldiness is like super on brand for an ability where you're literally calling down, like, from the heavens, you're calling down a lightning bolt. Like, I don't think your targeting is going to be on point necessarily, you know? Yeah, I have not figured out turning functionality, so it is just the triangle that I made it, and depending on which way the hero is facing, that's the direction that it goes. So Snipe Shot crits for like 700, Assassinate crits for like 500. Let's try this. Now I'm out of movement, so I can't... If I move forward to get a hip shot in, since it's not range modifiable, I actually have to do 2 before I get a shot off. All right. There's something interesting about... The rifle feels fun. It feels weird, but it feels fun. Can we change Meteor Strike? Yeah, I don't know where the orientation code comes from. I love that we were saved some panic by our friends, the ballistas. I really like the way that the ballistas are working right now. Actually, I think it's pretty good. We are rocking the 1-cost weakening touch. Currently, it has 3 charges. That might be a little strong, but it's, I don't know, I kind of dig it. Why not make the 3rd spear spell a little low-use multi-hit AoE? Like 1.0 on target and 6.5 on the others. That's an interesting idea. Make a... I think that if we did that, though... Hi, Wounded Tooltip. How are you doing? Can I make you go away? Nope. All right. Cool. Yeah, I like that idea. So, okay. So I think at this point, we have, it's not a sponsored stream as I'm not being compensated by the developer, but I was given a key for a new game that looked super fun that I want to check out. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to call the modding stream here for the moment. If you have more ideas... The free stun... So the stun is not guaranteed, Abigail. It's like a 60% or something like that. I do agree. I think the current stun traps are worthless, though. Like, I don't ever use them. They just seem bad to me. So I'm not super worried about cannibalizing their functionality. The thing that I really like about the current ballistas is that they don't target independent enemies. So unlike ballistas in kind of the current game where they stack their damage on top of each other and you can basically kill anything, these ballistas really don't benefit from being co-located because they all try and stun the same thing and you just have a higher chance of stunning it. So I think there's something interesting there. I agree we can keep workshopping ballistas, but I do want to overhaul all of the traps. I think right now the traps are all pretty meh. and I don't like the idea of any of the defenses doing damage, so I'm trying to kind of like shift away from that, and I want to make sure that things still feel like they have value. But anyways, we'll keep working on this. As I was saying before, if you're enjoying this and you have ideas, we have a thread in the Discord where you can submit your ideas. Yeah, I agree, Abigail. I think we can maybe tweak them and twist them and make something go. And then also, if you want to support the channel and you like what we did here and you're over in Twitch land, heading over to YouTube is an incredible way to support me. But yes, I'm excited to hear your thoughts. We definitely have some things that are overtuned. Nothing here is final. But we're tinkering and we're testing, and I like what we have done here so far. So what we're going to do is we're going to go check out a new game that is fresh off the presses today, called Wantless. Let me get the full name here. It is Wantless Solace at the World's End. Code was provided to me by the developer. Seemed like a really friendly person, so excited to highlight their game. So give me a minute here